Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I am Christy VANN, and on this channel, I teach velocity banking. And today, I wanted to talk just a minute about a client that I had, whom her best option is going to be the Money Max because she has very low cash flow. But, she had some options that she hadn't really thought about. So we're going to go over that just a minute, talking about what options does she have and giving you maybe some ideas that you haven't thought about before with your own finances. First, I want to mention the 3-day webinar live online. It's coming up January the 8th, 9th, and 10th. So just in a few days, I can't believe that we're in 2026. So I hope that your new year has started out wonderfully. I hope that you're excited again about what it is you're going to be doing with your finances. Oh my goodness, I'm super excited. Yes, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't, because this is going to go out to more people, I hear, if the algorithm grabs the video. So I definitely want everyone to be able to get this information. I talk to people every single day, as you all know, and I hear about, some of you guys are telling all of your friends and family. That's wonderful. But I asked you yesterday not to get discouraged when they're not interested in doing the velocity banking. It's not that they don't necessarily want to, is that it's all consuming for some people's minds, overwhelming, but they don't realize how easy it is. And all they have to do is get started. So let's get started with this lady. By the way, the 3-day webinar link is in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. So if you'd like to join, that's $59, and you're going to get the whole kit and caboodle. We're going to be talking about velocity banking for beginners, really, because then the other teams are going to lead into what the Money Max is, what it does, how it can help you, infinite banking. Again, my high performance coach is going to be there as well. We're going to have the lenders coming in, the lenders that do the first lien HELOC. They're going to be coming in. We're going to be talking to them. So all of this is going to have Q&A so that you can ask questions. And I just think it's super great because our last year's conference was over the top. It was really a really good time, and not just a good time, but you're getting some good information and getting educated on what options that you have in your own situation. Okay. I'm also going to be adding in some more things like, well, of course, JJ, the CPA, is scheduled to be there. He's super awesome always. And oh my gosh, he has totally changed the way I look at the IRS. Let's don't talk about them right now. I don't want to get frustrated. But there's just some tricks that I wasn't aware of, and especially being a business owner, things that I wasn't aware of. So you should definitely jump into what he has to say. Of course, we're going to be talking about wealth building. Chris Noggle and his team is going to be there. Money Max with their wealth building is going to be there. So we have got the information you need. Oh my goodness. So hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining. This video is also for people who will be watching in the future. And I'm excited to share this stuff with you. This is not a joke to me. Finances were overwhelming for me. I was very, very depressed about the finances because I had no idea how to get out. I really didn't even think there was a way out of debt. I mean, let me be real. I was making $2,500 a month, $2,500 a month when I learned about this concept. Then as I started growing in my money, the debt, it just evaporates. And I know that it seems like magic, but it's just math. And it's just using the tools that are going to help you, which the lady that I'm getting ready to talk about is not currently using any tools that's helping her. So I kind of want to just give a quick overview of what that looked like and see if maybe you're in the same situation that you think you can't get out of, but maybe you can. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let me pull the worksheet back up. All right, first we want to talk about, I guess I'm not going to deal with the mortgage because she was in such crazy shape that the mortgage is going to be something that she's going to have to get to because she has got to gain some cash flow. And that's super important. If you don't have cash flow, you can't do velocity banking. This is another reason she's getting the Money Max review is because she does have over $1 in positive cash flow, and Money Max can work with that. I don't know of a line of credit that you can work with $1 of cash flow. So that's why I offer the Money Max reviews, is because where I can't show you a strategy with a line of credit, Money Max always works. Love that program. Love that. Oh my gosh. And now they're offering a subscription. So you don't have to do the one-time buy-in up front. I love that. I love that. I love everything about John Washington and what he has done with his business. So when we're talking about credit card debt. Now, I'm not going to list all of her credit cards because she has 10. I'm not going to list them, but I am going to list the first 3 anyway, and that is going to have a balance of $53.37. So credit card number 1, $53.37 balance, and she has a payment of $172, which seems super low for that amount, but okay. And then we've got $69.02. Oh, new credit card number 1. This is credit card number 2. It was $69.02. And it has a $221 payment. And then we have $42.25 with a $132 payment. Okay. So just adding these 3 up, let me get my trusty calculator. 5337, 6902. Oh my gosh, I thought 6902 and 42.25. So 16,464. Do you know what was troubling about this? She has almost $14,000 sitting in a savings account doing absolutely nothing. Okay. So when you say, okay, I have 14,000 in savings and it's not growing because it's sitting in a checking account and I don't have any monies that are gaining interest, what are these credit cards charging in interest? So we've got one that is at 25.5%, one at 19.5 approximately, and then the other one is 29%. Okay. I'm sorry. This math doesn't math, because this 14,000 that's in savings isn't growing at all. but she has the money to pay off most of this balance. But because she's just not thinking in an educated way, this interest is applying every single month to her balances. So, okay, I'm going to pick my phone up. I'll turn this off right quick. So the idea here is that she's paying out more than she's making on her savings. Hold on just a second. Be patient with me. Okay. So when you look at, and let's just calculate the interest. That's what we're talking about here. So 5,337 times 25.5% divided by 12 for monthly. This is 113.41. So this card, 113.41, interest only. Card number 2 is 6902 times 19.5% divided by 12. 112.15, interest only. And then the 42.25 times 29% divided by 12 is 102.10. Okay, so we're going to add these up now. 102.10 plus 112.15 plus 113.41. 327.66. Okay, so she's paying out 327.66 on interest only. Interest only. Okay, so let's look at what her payments total that she's making right now. 172, 221, and 132. So she's paying $525 in monthly payments on these 3 credit cards. She's being charged $327.66 in interest only. So that means that out of the 327.66, 197.34 is going towards paying down $16,464. Well, that seems like counterproductive, right? I mean, why would she sit here and pay more interest than she's paying in principal towards the principal balance? That don't even make sense, right? But how can we prevent this? How can we help this with what she's doing right now? Because remember, this $14,000 in her savings is sitting there for that rainy day that everybody tells us you're going to have. What helps us with our rainy days when we have the life events? Is it the savings that we have sitting somewhere? Or is it our credit? Your credit cards, don't they pay almost everything that would be a life event? Your refrigerator breaks, you buy a new one. You have to go to the doctor and pay co-pays or whatever. What else could happen? Your car breaks down. All of these things are chargeable. So does it make sense that she has $14,000 sitting over here for the rainy day when she could stop how they're robbing her in this interest, and now have very little interest once her $14,000 goes in to pay off the debt. Plus her cash flow goes up by $525. So what does that look like? One, if she doesn't have a line of credit, what does that look like to help her with what's going on here? So because she doesn't have hardly any cash flow, would putting expenses on each card like I teach, would that help her a little bit? Well, sure, it's going to gain her some cash flow, but at the same time, she still has most of this interest that she would be paying. So if she took her $14,000 and put into the credit cards, then she's going to knock off, of course, almost all of the interest that they're charging her. Then her new cash flow can go back into the credit card and start paying off the remaining balance. Now, if she has an emergency, she has 3 credit cards here that can help her get through that. The point is to stop throwing away this interest. Even if she were able to get a HELOC eventually, and she might be. I'm not saying that that's not something she couldn't have happen really quickly. But if she were to get a line of credit, and let's say it was just for $15,000, which is usually a good number, she still could pay off most of this credit card debt and not use her savings. It's still going to benefit her, because what's the interest on a personal line of credit? You're talking probably 12 to 15%. But if you have a HELOC right now, it's about 6.5 to 8%. So much lower than these numbers right here, right? Plus gaining her the cash flow of these payments that she's making currently. So the common sense factor in me says, okay, 1, we need to use your savings and let's get rid of this. Or 2, let's get that line of credit and use it to pay these down so that you're not paying the interest that you're paying. So many options out there, guys, to get your finances in order. So many options. And we sit spinning our wheels in interest, throwing our money out the window because we're not educated. Do you know how many people? Okay, I'm going to say most all people that come to me, the first thing they say besides, oh my gosh, I was praying about my finances and you popped up in my feed. The next thing they say is, I had no idea about this. I had no idea that you could, that there was even a line of credit available. Never have heard that in my life. And we're talking 60s, 70-year-olds. I literally had an 82-year-old that told me that. Well, of course, I'm 54. And I had never heard of that up until I was about 38, 39 years old when I learned about this strategy, this concept. And knowing that I can do it, I have done it, I know that you can do it. And I'm excited for you to do it. There's another thing that this lady's doing. She has 2 personal loans, one being 13%, and that's an amortization schedule. 13%. You guys have heard me talk about the checks in the mail, right? Like, for example, I have one here and I'm not going to show it because it's got their name on it and we don't want to offend anyone. But this one is for $7,005. And they were so gracious to offer that to me at the low payment of maybe I can see. Okay, the low payment of $295 and 51 cents. So $295. $295. I just have to, this board has got to be cleaned. Oh my goodness. Okay. So remember, $7,005 is what they want to loan me. And it's at $295.51 per month. Okay. Sure, I have $295 in cash flow. I can do that. Sure. 7,000, I could use that. Yeah. What's it going to cost me? Well, let's just do the math, okay? So this $295 is for 42 months. Not bad, right? Hey, that's less than 4 years. I'm going to be out of $7,000. I'm great. I love this. Okay. So $295 times 42 months. I'm going to use my trusty calculator again. $295 times 42 equals $12,390. What? What? I only borrowed $7,005. These payments, these small payments that I can afford, total $12,390 to pay off. Do you know how many times I have done this? Do you know how many times I have taken that personal loan because it was a low payment and I needed money? Yeah. This is what, and I'm not saying any names, but this is what gets people in so much trouble using the snowball method. We're throwing all of our cash flow into a loan like this. Say I started making $500 payments. What happens when I do have my car break down? What happens when the refrigerator goes out and I have to have a refrigerator? What happens if I break my arm and I need $500 for the deductible? Which we know that's a joke, but I thought I would throw that in there. What happens? You have to go get another loan. Why? Because you've been throwing all of your extra cash flow per month into this loan that you cannot pull out of again. So what's the fix? Stop taking the loans. Get a line of credit that's revolving. I don't sell them. Please don't say I'm scamming you. I get no benefit off of you going out to get a line of credit. I want you to. Everybody deserves to know that there's a difference between the line of credit and this loan. So if I'm going to pay a total of $12,390, use a calculator so I don't mess up, $7,005, that's $5,385 in interest only that I will pay in this $12,390. And let's don't forget, they throw an application fee in there. That's not included. I mean, common sense says Ouch. And I'll bet almost everyone watching right now has a personal loan that they're doing this exact thing on. Some of you guys have taken those personal loans to consolidate credit cards because, well, that's what they told us to do. Oh, wait, you're paying out $1,300 a month in credit card payments? If you consolidate it into this loan, well, it'll cut your payment down to $600 a month. Oh, yeah, we're going to extend it out for years, but $600 a month is so much better than $1,300. I worked with one, what is today? Monday. They had a bunch of credit card debt. They had taken the personal loan and put all of the credit card debt into the loan, but now they had new credit card debt. But I'm just talking about this loan consolidation. $900 a month. $900 a month. And I think it was for 45,000 maybe. And it went on and on and on and on. And when I did the math, I said, wow, you're paying up to 50% interest because, oh, I mean, hello? I mean, is this the low percentage rate that they tell us it's going to be? No. Looks like to me it's about 35%. What was a personal line of credit again? 12 to 15%. And when you revolve that with your income, are you ever going to be in this for 42 months? Not this balance. So let's do the math. Let's just see. I've only got a few more minutes, so I'm going to run through this right quick. But if you got a line of credit instead of a loan for $7,005, what would that look like? So let's take, let me erase this. You all like the way I use my elementary eraser? Doesn't this make you feel like you're in elementary school? What is that? Crazy art? Sorry, I've got one somewhere else that's not, it's more adult and professional, but that's the one I use. Okay, so now we have gotten rid of that stupid personal loan that was charging us 35%. And now we have a 15%. Let's just take it to 16 because that's as high as I've seen them. 16% line of credit. Now let's say that you make $4,000 a month. Okay, so your income, you bring in $4,000 and you pay out, let's say $3,500. Heck, let's say that you are almost to breaking even. That leaves you about $500 in cash flow. Okay. I mean, if we were getting technical here, you have $294 more in cash flow because you paid off the loan with the line, but we'll go with this. So the way velocity banking is, the concept is all of your income, you could call it paycheck parking, whatever you want to call it, goes into this line of credit throughout the month. And then the expenses plus $3,500 come back out as well. So you're at $6,505 expenses. Then you got to throw in the interest, 16%. So let's do $7,005 times 16% divided by 12. So, okay, that's $94 approximately. You won't pay that high because it's on the average daily balance, not on the high balance. But we'll go with it. So $65.99 is your new balance after the interest is applied at the end of month 1. Well, let's do it again. So month 2, 3,000. What am I doing? 4,000. Sorry. 4,000 income goes in. So $25.99. Then you've got to pay out your expenses again. So $3,500 total expenses. That includes your rent and everything. Okay. Now we got to add some interest. So let's take it off of the high, $65.99 times 16% divided by 12, $88. So see how your interest is coming down. It would be lower than this because, again, they don't go off of your high balance. They go off of your average daily balance. So if $65.99 is the balance one day, and then after you put your paychecks in, it's coming down. So $25.99 may be one day. So they're going to average those two numbers, and then they'll base your interest charge off of that. Okay. But I'm going with the high here because I want to be ridiculous. All right. So now we're at 6,187. Okay. So let's just run the math now. Let's just take our income, 4,000, subtract out our living expenses and our rent and all that fun stuff. And then we're going to average the interest. Okay, so your cash flow here after everything is about $456 a month. Cash flow. All right. So what does that mean for payoff? Well, let's take the 7,005 and divide it by the 456. 15.5 months. Wait a minute, Christy. Are you telling me that I was going to spend 42 months at $295 per monthly payments? But with the line of credit, I'm going to pay it off in 15.5 months? Sounds like it. And how much interest am I going to pay over the 15.5 months, though? I mean, be real with me. Okay. So 94 was your high. Divide it by 2 to make it the average times 15.5 months. $728.50. Do you remember the last one was over 5,000 in interest for the same exact amount? But you have been watching the channel and you're educated and you're like, I'm done with personal loans. I'm going to keep a line of credit. So when that emergency occurs, one, I've got something to work with that I can pay down very, very quickly. 2, this available amount I can use again. So after I've worked this down month by month by month, that available amount, the limit, is available for you to use again. So do you have to run out and get a personal loan when you get in trouble next time? No. Oh, I've got the money for that. I'll just use my line of credit. and I'll pay it back off again in less than 16 months. It's just math, people. It's just math. If you went through 4th grade, you can do everything that I do with the numbers here. And you can set yourself free financially. So please, please, don't be a naysayer. It's just math. Just do your math. If you're not afraid to look at your numbers and know what they are, then do the math. It's going to work every time. So the options on the channel are for you. The different strategies that I talk about on the channel are for you, helping you to find a better way to do your finances. That's all it's about. Okay? All right. So I am probably going to jump off here about right now. Let's see. You're amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Emily. Hello, Slothman. Ready? Hello. We've got Donald on here. Hello. Who else we got? Caught alive. Woohoo. Hey, Drake. Welcome. What should we do to invest our money properly? I am not an investor, but I do use infinite banking. I absolutely love it. So let's see what else. Happy New Year's, Christy. Thank you for everything. God bless you. Thank you, Bradley, for saying that. I do hope that you guys, I don't just hope you have a good new year. I hope that you have a financially successful new year. I hope that the financial piece, if it's not come for you yet, I hope that it is just around the corner. And it is once you get educated on what you can use. Okay? Go Duke. Oh, I'm sorry. Drake. Sorry, Drake. Just made my first transfer from my new HELOC. Yay! You have helped me and my hubs so much. Thank you, Ford family. Thank you for saying that. I'm so thankful. So thank you. Been watching your videos for a while. So encouraging. Where do we go to get your help on our debt? Thanks for doing these videos. Thank you, Fast, for saying that. I have a link underneath the videos. I am booked out. I'm going to start a workshop February the 7th. You're welcome to join that. I'm also having the 3-day webinar. That link is in the chat here. I'll put it in again. That starts January the 8th. That is a large group. And I am excited about it starting. I'll put the 3-day in. I'll put the workshop in here for anyone that has a desire to do a 4-week workshop with me. It too is a group. But usually we work individually quite a bit. So you're welcome to join that as well. 4-week workshop I'll put in here. So you have options. You can get a money max analysis anytime you want to. That is super cheap now, the way they have that set up. And it's absolutely the fastest way to get out of debt. So you have options. And I'm excited to hear how great your strategy is going for you, because I do get your emails. I do read your comments, and I am just blessed to read the things that's happening in your life. So thankful for that. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off of here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Tell somebody about it. Tell somebody about Velocity Banking so that they too can find financial freedom. It's going to bless you so much to bless other people. That's what it's about. So get excited, get out there, subscribe to the video so it will push people as well, or push the videos to people, and we can find more and more people that need this information to absolutely change their life. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.